Hello Reformers and welcome to a special feature of Vigilantes. Now Vigilantes is a game very similar to Jagged Alliance and XCOM. It's like those two have melded together in some sort of neo-noir style game, and this is indeed very neo-noir. So let's start a new game. We're going to be playing on Vigilante and, well, let's get going, shall we? Alright, so we are here in the stats screen. Now as you can see, they're giving me a nice tutorial here, but I don't need that because I've already gone through this, and this is very similar in many respects to Fallout and the way that Fallout does things. Now of course, Fallout does not have, in some Fallouts obviously it does, but the fact is that in this game, when you use certain skills, they upgrade themselves, so you don't actually need to input skill points into those things to get them leveled up. So for example, if I want to use a huge amount of close combat, then that close combat skill is going to level itself up and I'm not going to need to really worry about it. Anyway, what we have here at the top is two predetermined builds. You can choose between a melee build or a ranged build, or you can just do things as you like and do it a bit custom. So our character here, Sam Contino, who is the main character in the game, he is, in my opinion, pretty well suited to using a gun. He has a gun right here, so I'm gonna increase his instinct. I'm gonna increase his instinct to 7, very similar, in my opinion, to how I would build maybe a gun-focused character in Fallout, and that being agility, of course. So otherwise, I'm gonna be improving his fleetness. Now his fleetness, that affects his AP per turn, his max AP, as well as his initiative and armor class, and then we're also going to be getting him some additional toughness. Now here's the thing, I'm actually unsure what I should do here. This is giving him a lot more resilience, a lot more HP, maybe I should give him some more instinct. That's the thing, I'd like to have as much AP as possible, so there's some more initiative, I don't know. See, now that's the point. There's so many different kinds of builds you can go for. I don't even have to go for a gun build here. This is just discussing the various gun builds that you can go for, but you can go for a leadership build even, which affects your presence, and presence has an outcome, well, shall we say, has an effect on the outcome of various interactions, shall you say, in the actual game. So that is, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to go for initiative 6, so he's a little bit faster. Now what I'd like to see here, maybe a bit of a change that the developers might think about, I don't know, but you cannot remove core stats from their base value of 3. You cannot change that. They have to be at least 3, which of course, Fallout, the way it did things, obviously, that's not the way, you could basically reduce any core stat down to 1. And I'd like to see that there because, obviously, I'd like to get more toughness, more fleetness, and maybe I don't care so much about leadership and things like that. But anyway, we have 15 skill points here. I'm just going to be basically speccing into firearms. That is literally all I'm going to be speccing into there. And without further ado, let's go.
It began as a no rabbit holes in sight Saturday afternoon in Reiker. A final item for a skiing trip I'd never get to take. An unfamiliar cut through the quiet side of town to slip the bustle. Then came the scream. Carried on wings of adrenal edge, lurid as a pulp anthology, and utterly genuine. I took the corner, walked right into the tail end of violent mugging. Scald of panic, something chill uncoiling in my gut. A detached, ironically inclined part of my brain bugging me about how this would make one hell of a tourism poster. Come to Reiker, bring a bodyguard, and a machine gun. I wanted to walk, keep moving, pretend I hadn't seen. I couldn't. I still don't know why. Maybe sympathy, maybe contempt for the hood's world of cheap violence. Maybe it was about ideas and the things we humans owe one another. Either way, it amounted to the same. Another idealist lining up to have his ticket punched. Blood thundering, hand balling to a fist, Not empty, but gripping something pliant, textured, something unconsciously removed from its wrapping. Something bought for a skiing trip I'd never get to take. The more introspective of my friends, the ones who shared the days of carnage and pain, had been known to remark on the synchronicity of the moment, the mask, the man, and the things that came after. Significant wasn't how it felt at the time. Wool-catching stubble, stifling breath that was already hard to come by as someone else's hand tugged the mask down over my face. I'm not going to lie, tell you how calm and ready I was, because I'd also have to warn against believing the words of masked strangers.
Alright, so this is our initial encounter here, and they're going to be teaching us a little bit more about the movement system and how we fight and all that sort of thing. Now, if you were to spec into close combat, we'd be punching these guys, yes. Anyway, the hoods turn to face you, the flashed kid in a cookie jar expressions harden into hostile sneers. Ah, yes, isn't that great? Okay, so, yes, there's obviously a bunch of rather cool and pretty well-written dialogue here. And then it eventually takes you to this. So you can either refuse to leave, or you can use your presence to feign indifference to the threat. We're going to try that. There you go. Oh yes, and it has lowered their morale. You remain silent, casually hitching your shoulders in an anticipatory gesture. And then you catch it, the sudden shift in attitude toward uncertainty in their shared glance. They've nothing to go on, and right now, their idea of you is drifting somewhere between psychopath and spec ops soldier. Be that as it may, this is still heading towards a fight. Alright, so you can do some tactical repositioning here with your bypass skill. I guess I'm going to do that and see if it works. Yeah, it does. So what we can do is just reposition ourselves in a pretty small area around us there. So, what we're going to do is, well, these guys, they don't have any ranged weapons. So, I guess I'm just going to shoot them. Yeah, I can do that, yes. Okay, so we have 5 AP to be able to shoot them. So this is the sort of area that I can move in without going too far so that I wouldn't be able to use my weapon. So that's nice. It gives you a really, really good amount of feedback, which will allow you to, know what's going on appropriately. So we're going to move back a little bit here, and I'm going to shoot this guy. 66%. Yeah, I think that's fine. And we missed. Of course we did. Alright, so they're going to get into combat with us here, which is not exactly great. I mean, I can technically, if I want to, I can move myself back over here, which would make sense, I suppose. We are obviously going to be attacked as... Oh, did we not? Oh, there we go. Yes, we did get away. Okay, so that's great. So now we can just shoot this guy at 87? We missed an 87% Okay, this is very truly XCOM inspired, isn't it? Because obviously the amount of times that I've played XCOM and missed an 87% chance is just crazy. Anyway, let's just shoot him. Yeah, we would have already killed this guy if we had actually hit properly, but oh well, never mind. It's not like we're gonna die from these people because they don't do that much damage, but they can attack us twice in one turn because of the way that the action points actually work in this game. So let's just hope that I will be able to do something here. So I'm gonna shoot this guy. There you go, he's finally gone. And now hopefully, can I move away here? Let's just try and move away. Yeah, there we go, okay. So now she is going to have to move, and hopefully she won't be able to attack me twice now. No, she can only attack me once. So now, what happens with the action points is every single step you take, every single tile that you move, uses one action point. And obviously, as you've seen, attacking uses a specified amount. So if I wanted to do a snapshot, for example, that would use 4 AP instead of 5. But it does reduce your accuracy somewhat. Oh, okay, I am taking a little bit of extra damage there, but hopefully she's going to have to, attack me. There we go. Okay, so we are really, really close. I have insufficient AP. Now, also what happens is you get injured. Yes, look at this. Heavy wounds. AP has been reduced by 2. and I suffer all kinds of penalties and things like that. So I'm going to have to use snap here and hope that I hit. Okay, we had a miss. Are you serious? Wow, okay. Now let's hope that we don't get killed. I think we might actually get killed here if we don't evade. Oh, there we go. We evaded twice in a row. Phew. Okay, so now, please give me that. There we go. Okay. Now, let me tell you something real quick. The time that I did this before, I literally took about, I don't know, I took about maybe 5 damage total. And I killed the first guy, no problem at all, without even getting hit by him. And I don't know, that just shows you how different it can actually go. But anyway, you start toward the man. He recovers quickly, probes his face with a tender hand, winces, and with an effort stands. Somehow you get the impression what just went down was not a unique occurrence. He extends a bloodied hand toward you. Kid, I'm not sure whether you're tough and clever or lucky and stupid, but either way, I owe you one. Name's Doc. Why don't you let me patch you up? Least I can do. Alright, well, yes, it seems Doc was ambushed while leaving the building. A low-end commercial lot, which is locked up, lights off. Chances are it's his place of work. You're a doctor? He's a vet. He is actually a vet. Alright, so yes, I'm gonna be skipping most of the story, mainly because I want to show more of the sort of game mechanics and things like that. But if you would like to check out this game, then the link is in the description, and you can see more of what the game has in store for you there. Anyway, there is a victory for us. There are some rather cool, unique mechanics as well in this game, like for example searching the area. You can find various lootable objects. Unfortunately, you need bypass skill to be able to make those work, and unfortunately I was unable to make them work this time.
Shit! Can't feel anything. Tell me it ain't bad, Doc.
I already told you. Gut shot. About a dozen pieces of buck lodged in your abdomen.
Oh shit. That's bad, right? Right?
It ain't a week in the sun with margaritas.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Gotta give me something for the pain, man.
You can't feel anything, remember? That's because you are dosed to the damn eyeballs of nitrous. Quit fighting it and let me work. Ain't got all day.
You're drunk. Oh man, you're drunk. I'm gonna die.
Sober or steady hands. Pick one.
Okay, but what if the juice wears off the minute I pass out? I'll feel every cut of the scalpel. You gotta give me something stronger, man.
Oh sure, anything for a pal. Let me just hook you up with a redneck anesthetic. The deluxe of the deluxe. Don't you worry, it's on the house.
Thanks, Doc. You the best. Wait. That looks like a mallet to me.
Uh-huh.
So, he's a bit of a back alley doctor, I suppose you could say. Anyway, as you can see, we have a bit of a reputation up here, reputation meter. We are ambivalent at the moment, so basically nothing, but the more you attack enemies in non-lethal ways, the more you gain good reputation. But there is an alternative option to change your non-lethal ways to lethal. And if you start killing people, then your reputation is also affected. And that does affect the way that people interact with you, and it also affects the ending of the game. So, anyway, this is where we are. As you can see, my firearms have increased okay, not too bad. I have a pretty decent amount of small caliber rounds. I have some medkits and things like that here. You can also take a look at the various other pieces of equipment you have. Of course, we don't have anything except these things right now. Otherwise, let's go ahead to the next level. Alright, the shove sends the old guy stumbling to his knees, to a backing chorus of cold laughter. Could be nerves, the undercurrent of menace, or the feeling that you've been here before. But something about all this is riding up your spine, making your skin crawl. Alright, so, here we have another fellow that is going to be introducing something for us here. Okay, so we are over here, and we have to take on 2 guys. Now, one of them has a ranged weapon, so we need to be a little bit careful of that. Yes. Let's just switch our weapon over here. There we go. Are we still injured? No, we're fine. So we have absolutely full amounts of AP to be able to use this. Alright, so I am probably going to just shoot the melee user at the moment, because the melee user is most likely going to be able to deal a little bit more damage to us than the ranged, because the ranged guy has a significantly higher chance to miss. There we go. Nice, nice. Alright. Give me some more of those hits, please. And could you please miss? There we go. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, she's already in range, but that's fine because we have a 95% chance. Hopefully that is going... There we go, yes. And our skill in firearms has increased. Now he's going to try and shoot us again. And he's going to miss, thankfully. Okay, now we're going to try and shoot him. Yes, we hit him. Now this is exactly how the previous encounter, my first time around, actually went. Where I took literally, well, a very small amount of damage, as you can see there. And there you go. Easy done. Okay, on closer inspection, the man is more grizzled than geriatric. He looks the way Santa might if he'd packed in the toy racket, lit out of Lapland with a biker gang, dieted on hard liquor and smokes, and just been paroled from a score. Yeah, so this is Kuda, and he is the merchant. So you'll see his introduction in just a second. Let's search the area. Ah, there we go. We actually do get a chance to... Oh, really? We failed the 80%, but did the 53%. That's hilarious.
28th of September 2016. Agent John Street. Report ID ZX9 422. We busted up the biggest cigarette smuggling ring in existence. The payoff, a name, Kuda. An organization Grunt revealed under duress that it's an abbreviation of Barracuda. Alias aside, all we know is he's male, Caucasian, north of 55, and has the sort of smile people disappear around. Following the disintegration of the ring, Kuda went underground for nearly a decade, before turning up at the head of a medium-scale opium production operation near the northern border of Myanmar. He disappeared again, status unknown, after what appears to have been a industrial dispute with a competitor. Kuda surfaced again 3 months ago, this time at the helm of a black market operation smuggling low-quality firearms to conflict hotspots around the globe. Damn things were almost as dangerous to the Tin Pot militiamen wielding them as the unfortunates they were pointed at. Intel suggests he's operating out of Reiker. Been on this guy's tail for almost 20 years. We're close. I can feel it. And that's what Agent Street would have to say about me. Were he still around to say it.
So, that is our merchant guy. As you can see, now that you've met Kuda, you have access to a line of supply on weapons and equipment, and we have access to the shop, projects, and facilities. So, if you take a look over... No, that's not it, but there is a crafting system, by the way. This is the crafting menu. We don't have any blueprints at the moment, so we will be unable to do anything there. This is our base. This is our home base right here, and you can construct a number of facilities XCOM style, and as you can see we have a workshop site, a library, a gym, a firing range, and a surgery site. Now, we're going to go for a firing range site because that does give us a little bit of firearm damage bonus and so on and so forth, and I think that would be pretty good considering we are using guns. So otherwise, we have a, shall we say, a surgical bay here that can treat all kinds of injuries, and we also have a small place where we can just rest. Now, here's the thing. As you engage in, well, as you can see up here by the tutorial, as you engage in combat, you're eventually going to suffer a kind of fatigue, and that is going to result in your max HP being lessened. As you can see there, it was at 29, and now I've rested, it's now at 31, back up to maximum. So that's what you gotta take into account, and here is the shop. So you can buy certain things here. So if I want to, I could buy an Abramovich 9, which is a handgun. Now, what am I currently using right here? I think I can go over here and take a look. I am using a Eurocore Hades. Pretty good. That seems fine to me, so I don't really see the necessity to do anything else. But anyway, let's continue. Alright, so here's the next one. Oh yes, the survivalist spits on the oil-stained concrete. His saliva is heavily mottled with blood. Despite his situation and evident pain, he defiantly holds his interrogator's stare. Okay, so bear in mind that there are a number of, shall we say, allies that you can rescue, and you don't actually have access to all of them initially. You have to find them, and it's all very, very luck-based in terms of that. You have to search around and do surveillance on various areas and things like that. But yeah, we currently have access to this girl here who we're going to be helping. She is an absolute beast, by the way, with a machine gun SMG type thing, so it's going to be pretty cool to see her in action. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to get into, well, partial cover. Full cover doesn't really help us out too much here. But you can see that she has just an absolutely insane weapon.
Understood.
And you're going to see that in action very, very soon. By the way, there are, as far as I'm aware, 3 factions that you're going to be doing battle with. There are the survivalists, there are the just the regular sort of, you know, organized crime guys, and then there are someone else. I can't remember the 3rd faction at the moment. But anyway, let's see if we can hit these guys. 45% chance. I don't know whether that's going to happen. Maybe we should try a normal shot. 53%, that might be a little bit better. Let's try it. Wow, we actually hit that? That's pretty crazy. Alright, so we were able to hit that, but as is the case, our character right now, Sam Contino, he doesn't really have the best weapon, and as a result, these guys right here have a lot of HP in comparison to how much he's able to do. But the cool thing about her is that we are able to deal a lot of damage. As you can see, we actually almost killed him. And I don't have any more AP right now, so we're going to have to allow them to move. But as they get closer and closer, I mean, obviously that guy has a pistol, so that's not really good. But yes, as they get closer and closer, it's going to be much easier to kill them, so I'm going to just take a shot here. Did you really miss, Sam? Really? Really? Mr. Contino, why did you do that? Okay, well, never mind. Okay, I guess I'm just going to take a shot against Anna Cooper then instead. Well, at least we're weakening them all, but the fact is that if I did not have Elena here, I would never be able to do this particular mission, because you need her machine gun burst to be able to get through all of the HP that they have here. There we go, finally. Finally took him out. Alright, let's do it. Or not. Yeah, yes, I agree. I agree, survivalist person. They cannot. Oh, yes, how terrible. Oh my. Oh, and now we're getting hit as well, but that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Wow, she's coming really close. That is kind of not a good idea. Command, opposing force is getting the better of us. Well, yes, obviously. You came very, very close. Okay, so guess I'm just going to try and shoot here with a 33% chance. I mean, wow, that was really nice. Yeah, each shot has, as far as I'm aware, each shot has 33% chance to hit. Because obviously it's a burst weapon, so it's a little bit different than a pistol. Alright, so 52% chance, let's try it. Oh, nice, okay, we're actually getting some good hits here. Now, that's what I've noticed. It seems like this game does tend to give you a much better chance of hitting than, for example, what XCOM would give. So if XCOM, you know, if you had a 33% chance in that, you're most likely not gonna hit. It's almost, yeah, it's not very likely, but in this, it's a little bit different. So anyway, let's try and search a couple of things. Oh, we found 2 pistols, which we could potentially sell.
Cancer took him. Then they took her. There's nothing left. A year of days of rage and grief. A constant cycling between gym, firing range, dojo. A year ago, a nearly hysterical woman crossed the threshold of the Reiker City Civic Gym for the first time in her life. The same but a different person walked out those doors this evening. Every survivalist thug in this city has a boss. One of those bosses gave the order. And he or she is out there right now, living out the violent end-of-days gun-nut fantasy that is the survivalist approximation of a normal life. I'm going to keep stepping over corpses until I get a name. And when I do, I'm going to find them and teach them the true nature of violence.
Alright, so now you have an ally to call in for backup. There are other individuals roaming Reiker who can be recruited to your team if you can find them. Yes, exactly. So let's go over to view the cityscape. So now this is what I wanted to show you. This is the final thing I'm going to show you in this particular episode, but it is really, really cool. So what you can do is you can perform surveillance on certain areas, and that surveillance is going to tell you all kinds of information, all kinds of intel. So as you can see on the right here, if a gang occupies the district, it's going to tell you that. It's going to tell you the danger level. It's going to tell you the wealth. Wealth will usually indicate whether the gang in question, if there is one there, whether they have really, really high-powered weapons. And then also the crime rate, of course, and if a gang leader is located there, and if an enemy racket has been established as well. So, for example, if we wanted to, this is where our allies are, by the way. So this is randomized every single time you start up the game, because the last time I started up the game, the two allies that I needed to get were here and here. So what you can do is you can go over here, and you can perform surveillance on this area, and then you will be able to go in and try and save the character in question. As you can see, we're now in a place where there is a cop, and he's been shot, and his partner is the one that we're going to be acquiring as an ally, no doubt. So yeah, that is pretty cool in my opinion. And of course, you do have the survivalists, yes. There they are over there. Anyway, that is basically, it's a small sort of, gameplay look in Vigilantes, and if you'd like to check out the Steam store page, then the link is in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.